Once upon a moonlit night, in the heart of a dense forest, stood a dilapidated manor, shrouded in mystery and whispered tales of horror. Locals spoke in hushed tones of the sinister history that plagued the estate, warning travelers to steer clear of its ominous presence. Yet curiosity often trumps caution, and it was in this spirit that a group of adventurous friends decided to unravel the secrets of the haunted manor. Their names were Alex, Sarah, and Mark, thrill seekers bound by their insatiable thirst for the unknown. Armed with flashlights and nerves of steel, they ventured into the depths of the forest, guided by the eerie glow emanating from the manor's windows. As they approached, a chill swept through the air, sending shivers down their spines. The manor loomed before them, its ancient walls cloaked in shadows that seemed to dance with malevolence. Undeterred, they pushed open the creaking gates and stepped into the courtyard, where the moon cast an ethereal glow upon the overgrown foliage. Their first footsteps echoed ominously as they crossed the threshold, the air thick with the scent of decay and despair. Cobwebs clung to the ceiling like spectral veils, and the floorboards groaned beneath their weight as they made their way through the darkened halls. Each room they entered seemed frozen in time, relics of a bygone era strewn about like forgotten memories. Paintings hung crooked on the walls, their subjects' eyes following their every move with an unsettling gaze. As they explored further, whispers echoed through the corridors, their words indecipherable yet filled with a sense of dread. In the heart of the manor, they discovered a grand staircase spiraling upwards into the darkness above. Without hesitation, they ascended, the air growing colder with each step, as if the very essence of the house recoiled at their intrusion. At the top of the staircase, they found themselves in a vast chamber bathed in moonlight, its walls adorned with arcane symbols and faded tapestries depicting scenes of unspeakable horror. In the center of the room stood a solitary figure, its form obscured by the shadows. With trembling hands, they approached, their hearts pounding in their chests like drums of doom. As they drew closer, the figure began to take shape, revealing itself to be a specter from a forgotten past, its eyes burning with a cold, otherworldly fire. In a voice like ice, the specter spoke, recounting the tragic tale of the manor's descent into darkness, a tale of betrayal, madness, and unspeakable cruelty. It spoke of souls trapped in eternal torment, their anguished cries echoing through the halls as a warning to all who dared to trespass. Terrified yet transfixed, the friends listened in horrified fascination, unable to tear themselves away from the specter's chilling words. And as the final echoes of its tale faded into the night, they knew that they had uncovered a truth more terrifying than they could ever have imagined. With a sense of dread weighing heavy upon their hearts, they fled the manor, leaving behind the haunted echoes of its past. Yet, even as they returned to the safety of the outside world, they knew that the memory of their encounter would haunt them forever, a reminder of the darkness that lurks within us all. In a quaint little town nestled between rolling hills and whispering pines, there lived a young woman named Emily. She resided in an old Victorian house that had been in her family for generations. But as much as Emily loved her home, there was one thing about it that filled her with an inexplicable sense of dread. The antique mirror that hung in the hallway, the mirror with its ornate frame and age glass, seemed to hold a presence all its own. Emily had always been drawn to it, yet whenever she gazed into its depths, she couldn't shake the feeling that something was watching her from the other side. As the days turned into weeks, Emily's unease grew, fueled by strange occurrences that seemed to center around the mirror. Objects would inexplicably move or disappear altogether, and she often heard whispers echoing through the house when she was alone. One fateful night, unable to ignore her curiosity any longer, Emily decided to confront the mirror head-on. Standing before it in the dim light of the hallway, she whispered a question into the stillness of the night. "Who are you?" To her astonishment, the mirror answered back, the words forming on its surface like mist on a cold winter's day. "I am the shadow that lurks within," it whispered, its voice echoing with an eerie resonance. Terrified yet strangely intrigued, Emily pressed on, her heart pounding in her chest like a drumbeat of dread. "What do you want from me?" she asked, her voice trembling with fear. The mirror's response sent a chill down her spine. "Your soul," it whispered, the words dripping with malice. With a cry of horror, Emily stumbled backward, her mind reeling with fear and confusion. Racing to her room, she locked the door behind her, hoping to escape the malevolent presence that seemed to be closing in around her. But try as she might, Emily could not escape the shadow in the mirror. It followed her wherever she went, its icy touch seeping into her very soul until she could no longer distinguish reality from nightmare. In the end, it was Emily's own reflection that proved to be her undoing, for as she gazed into the mirror one final time, she saw not her own face staring back at her, but the twisted visage of the shadow that had haunted her for so long. And as the darkness consumed her, Emily realized the true horror of her situation. She had become one with the shadow in the mirror, doomed to haunt its depths for all eternity. In a remote corner of the countryside, nestled between ancient trees and forgotten paths, lay a forest known only as the Whispering Woods. Legend had it that those who dared to venture into its depths would be met with eerie whispers that seemed to emanate from the very trees themselves. Many dismissed these tales as mere superstition, but there were those who swore they had heard the whispers firsthand. Among the believers was a group of friends, Sarah, David, and Lisa. Intrigued by the stories surrounding the Whispering Woods, they decided to embark on a camping trip to explore its mysteries firsthand. Armed with tents, supplies, and a sense of adventure, they set out into the heart of the forest, eager to uncover its secrets. As they delved deeper into the woods, the air grew thick with a palpable sense of unease. The trees seemed to loom overhead like silent sentinels, their twisted branches casting eerie shadows upon the forest floor. Yet, undeterred by the ominous atmosphere, the friends pressed on, their curiosity outweighing their fear. As night fell, they made camp in a small clearing, the crackling fire providing a flickering beacon of light in the darkness. But as they settled in for the night, they soon realized they were not alone. From the depths of the forest came the faint sound of whispers, barely audible yet undeniably present. At first, they tried to dismiss the whispers as a trick of the wind or their overactive imaginations. But as the night wore on, the whispers grew louder and more insistent. Their words unintelligible, yet filled with an undeniable sense of urgency, uneasy and unnerved. The friends huddle together around the dying embers of the fire, their eyes darting nervously into the surrounding darkness. With each passing moment, the whispers seemed to draw closer, their voices mingling with the rustle of leaves and the creaking of branches. Suddenly, a piercing scream shattered the stillness of the night, sending chills down their spines. Without hesitation, they scrambled to their feet, their hearts pounding in their chests as they fled into the darkness, pursued by the relentless whispers that seemed to echo in their very souls. Hours passed as they stumbled blindly through the forest, their fear driving them onward even as exhaustion threatened to consume them. And just when they feared they could go no further, they stumbled upon the edge of the woods, the first light of dawn painting the horizon in hues of Tacant gold. As they emerged from the forest, shaken but alive, they swore never to return to the whispering woods again, yet deep down, they knew that the memory of that fateful night would haunt them forever, a chilling reminder of the mysteries that lurk in the darkest corners of the world.